Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your co-pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue on our journey of learning just a little bit of Chinese a day. 朽木不可雕. Yesterday we talked about this phenomena of you cannot really carve a piece of art from dead wood or drift wood. Well, I show you a picture. Actually, somebody did make artwork out of it. And here it's not totally not talking about wood. We're talking about a person who cannot be carved, who cannot be shaped anymore. So that's somebody who is ossified, who is already have their fixed way, cannot be changed at all. That's the kind of 朽木不可雕. Okay, we continue with 雕. So 雕 is a type of carving or shaping of things. It came from this bird. This is the bird image, right? So 刻, okay, it came from this knife image. So I translate it as a chisel, but it's all kind of, well, I don't exactly know the carving or the sculpturing of things. They must be having all kinds of tools, all kinds of gauges, right? To make a bigger cut, smaller cut, more finer cut, that kind of thing. But a lot of time is you have to have the tools sharp enough to carve off something, right? So that's a kind of carve, the chisel with knife, with hard edged, like probably metal device. And the left side is a sound maker. Together they make this chisel. So carve and chisel are both activities or your methods of shaping things. And 时光, okay, 雕刻时光. 雕刻 is the verb together. So we use 雕 and 刻, two type of carving or chiseling forming together as a representation of the whole act of sculpturing something by carve it or chisel on it. 时光, also two characters form together one concept, which is time, but we use time and light to mean time. Okay, it makes sense. Let me try to make it sense for you. So here, 时, left and right structure. The left is the sun symbol, which is a block image with a horizontal line. So that means some energy from that circular thing. That's light source, heat source, our energy source for the planet, right? For the earthlings. So that's the sun. And the right side is 寸, it's a measurement of a unit. So the sun is measured by that unit, which means time was captured by this inching forward of our time reader back then, which is sundial. That's a disc facing the sun with a needle pointing. So by looking at where the needle is pointing, and then you can tell the day, at the time of the day. But it has to be in a sunny day, right? To see the pointing of the needle, the shadow of the needle. So that's how time was marked back then. And that's why the sun symbol with this inch, this unit of space measurement means time. It's a measuring of the passing of the movement of the sun, right? Okay, 光, we talked about that before. It's light. So basically on the bottom is the human figure. So stick figure, separate it to make it more stable, the structure. And the top, it looks like a sparkling, right? It almost like the sunrise sparkling. That is the fire symbol. That was the kind of simplified or abstract form fire symbol. So something like a fire above that human figure. So that must also mean the light source, which is coming from the sun. So that's the only lighting back then, right? The sun. So the fire about a person is our way to express light. So the sun and the light of the sun are used to mark time. So in Chinese character formation, 时光, combined together, the time and also the light together means just time passing by. And often because we have Chinese character, this light, when we talk about 时光, it almost like make you appreciate more of what's in that span of time, that you have some light, you have some good memories filled within that time frame. So when I hear 时光, that's the sense I talk about. We also have 时间. 间 is simply space. So we talk about time and space. 时间 together is boxed time. So that's the contained time. That means a unit of time. 时间 just a plain, almost like in physics sense of talking about time. But when you talk about 时光, we use 光, the light in there. So there's something sparkling inside that time frame, that you have stories, you have memories, you have something light up you, right? So that's the sense of 时光 to us. It got it's a romanticized time depiction. So what does that mean? 雕刻时光, carving the time or sculpting time. It actually is the title of the brand name of a cafe chain in China. And I tried to find a picture of that. Probably it's not the original one because it's not done in a really tasty branding form. You can see 雕刻时光, exactly the 4 characters over there, right? And then 咖啡馆 is cafe. 馆 is our like a housing for the cafe. We also have a 图书馆 is the housing of the books. So this is housing of the coffee. You go there to get a coffee. So this is our cafe. And I don't know, maybe somebody translates sculpting in time. What does that mean? I mean, sculpting time is a better translation. And they kind of do this Starbucks look-alike symbol, which I don't get either, because sculpting time is such a superior concept. Like cafe is the place where you spend your time in a certain relished way, right? It's slowing down the time so that you can relish it, what's within that time frame, either reading a book, talking to a friend. It's a social space, but also so personal to you. You take that time to unfold yourself, to have that interface, almost like an intimate date with time itself. That's a great concept, right? Sculpting time. How better could that be relating to the activity of cafe, right? But I don't know, they didn't really do justice to this concept of sculpting time in this cafe chain. Branding. I hope they can hear this and redo them. But okay, this is a contemporary expression. And actually it's a brand name, 雕刻时光. We don't normally use it in our language, but it's a nice concept combination, because we use carving, which is a spatial thing, right? But we use the spatial action to the space on time. Like you all of a sudden transfer a dimension to another thing, and this combination create interest. That's where poetry comes from, right? But anyways, I hope they do better than that. Sculpting time. Cashing to the currency of thinking. But one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.